there. So I am here today to introduce to you an innovative new product that will change the way that your mornings go, your morning routine, and honestly, just change your life. So what I have come up with here is this idea for a morning assistant called the Coffee Robot, and this is used specifically for brewing coffee. And what it does is it's a small tumbler that you can fill up with water and put in a small pouch with coffee grounds in and press a button, and coffee brews directly into your cup. This is something that I think would be so helpful because there are moms out there who are running around trying to get their kids, their husbands running out the door getting ready to go to work, college students getting up, rolling out of bed, and going straight to class. And this product is something that I believe would just cut that morning routine in half by not having to grind coffee beans and fill up the coffee pot and plug in the machine, even cleaning, things like that, that would just be completely cut out by making yourself a 1 cup tumbler of coffee to take with you wherever you go. So the product, which I don't have yet, this is kind of the idea. It's a small, slim, normal sized tumbler that you would basically just open. You would put coffee or water in the top, and then in the lid you would slip in the coffee grounds, and then you press a button on the top, and when that happens, the water gets filtered out of the bottom. There's a lining on the sides here, so you can see this comes out. So the water comes through between this lining, and it would be pushed up through the coffee grounds and back into the cup itself. So it would brew your coffee in under 3 minutes, and you would have a hot cup of coffee in a tumbler that will keep it warm for up to 8 hours. So this is a product that I am so excited to endorse and so excited to have in my own house and give to my friends as gifts and things like that, because I know that it will cut time in half and make drinking coffee so much easier. Okay, so that's my commercial because I don't have the time or the resources to make it super professional. I'm home alone this weekend. I'm on my way out to leave, so that's about as good as it's going to get for right now. But in terms of my paper for this product, I really wanted to just highlight the fact that drinking coffee is something that people do pretty much every day, and I know for myself, I probably drink more like 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day, which is probably not healthy, but it's just the way I live. And I think that it sometimes can be a hassle to make a full pot of coffee, especially for me, sometimes I'll just want 1 cup and I have to make a whole pot of coffee just to have 1 cup of coffee. A Keurig doesn't get that great of results. They get dirty. They're super difficult to clean. I have one in my dorm, and I just kind of stopped using it because it's just a hassle and I don't enjoy it. And I don't necessarily know how clean it is because I can't see the inside. I can't hand wash it myself because it has a plug on the bottom, so it's not like I can stick it in the sink. And so this idea kind of came to me when my sister was talking about her kids, and she's a mom of 2, and she just said, I have a really hard time sitting down and drinking my coffee in the morning. It takes me forever to make a pot. I'm chasing kids around. I'm feeding a baby. Just so many things that she has going on in her life. And she was like, I just wish that I could just have a minute to have a warm cup of coffee, because usually she said by the time she sits down and drink it, it's already cold. So this was something that I thought is actually really helpful for people, whether they're staying in the house or they are on the go. And that's the other benefit to it, is that you can brew coffee. I mean, you could brew it in your car, you could brew it in your dorm room, you could brew it in your kitchen, you could brew it at your office, pretty much anywhere. And it's made super easy. It's easy to clean because it's basically a tumbler. So in terms of costs and things like that, I would probably say that it's not super expensive. The tumbler itself might be expensive, but then it's you don't have to pay for coffee that much anymore, so it kind of evens itself out. In in terms of the advertising concepts that we talked about in this chapter and in the lectures for this week, I really wanted to touch on the emotional and rational functional categories of appealing to buyers. I think that the emotional appeal is like the stress and the frustration of not being able to have your cup of coffee in the morning, but then the joy that you get from actually getting your cup of coffee from this product, and being able to sip on your coffee while you're nursing your baby, or have a hot cup of coffee on your drive to work. And also for the rational functional, I think that like this product is very what's the word I'm thinking of? Like it's not very hard to sell, because it basically sells itself. It's just a coffee product and everyone loves coffee. So I think that it's definitely like a normal, like everyday use thing. It's not like one big purchase that you like might use a couple times. It's like this is kind of turns into something that becomes a part of your everyday life, just like tumblers in general, or like people using hydro flasks. It's kind of the same thing, where it's like this is a functional way for you to drink coffee in the morning, just like a hydro flask is a functional way to keep your water cold and to remind you to drink water all day. So I chose these appeals mainly just because they seemed kind of obvious to me. But for product placement, the intended audience is pretty much anyone over, I mean, it really could be anyone. I would probably say most people over 18. A lot of statistics that I looked up for this paper said that people over 18, almost 50% of Americans over 18 drink coffee multiple times a day. So that would probably be the intended audience, but that could range anyone from 18 to 75. It could just mean pretty much anyone who drinks coffee is the intended audience. So I think reinforcing the beliefs and values that they already hold is like that everybody wants to save time, but everybody also loves to like take time to have coffee in the morning. So saving time and saving money is really big right now, I think, with the whole Dave Ramsey thing, like being smart with your money, but then also being wise with your time. That's like a huge part of our culture. So that was just something that I wanted to focus on. And I think that like ultimately the product itself, it kind of does sell itself. It's something that everyone would use, but it's also something that's really practical and something that I wish actually did exist, because I would probably use it too. And yeah, I hope that the product itself would sell because it is really helpful to people, and it's something that I think that people would enjoy having in their homes, and something that I think people would use every day. So yeah, thanks.